Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started. I know some of you are helping yourself to dessert, and please do that. I just remind you to turn off your cell phones to avoid any interruptions. If you do not want your photo taken, please let the Board of Trade staff know. We do use photos for both internal and external publications. Everyone, we have an exciting program for this afternoon. We have two celebrities in the house, and they'll be introduced shortly. And of course, this is one of my favorite Board of Trade events, because everyone, do you agree that arts and culture is part of Surrey's economic development strategy? I'm Anita Huberman. I'm President and CEO of the Surrey Board of Trade and Honorary Captain of the Royal Canadian Navy, and welcome to the 7th Surrey Art and Business Awards. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and unceded territory of our Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Kwantlen, Katzie, Semiahmoo, Tawasin, Kaikut, Coquitlam, our Inuit, and our Métis peoples. They have a profound connection to the land and water that surrounds our great city of Surrey, and they have a profound connection to developing arts and culture and tourism right here in Surrey. Surrey is going to be the largest city in British Columbia, and we are so excited to work with all of our partners. This event would not be possible without, of course, sponsorship support. A round of applause to Kwantlen Polytechnic University. Woo! Our media sponsor, the Surrey Now Leader. And our ongoing progress partners, BDC, the Business Development Bank of Canada, the law firm of Fasken, the Chambers of Commerce Group Insurance Plan represented by SNF Benefits, and Western Community College. And just speaking about Western Community College, they are our joint venture partner in our second location at the Health Tech District in Surrey. And we will be unveiling that early next year to the public, to the media. And we're so pleased also to welcome the Bachelor of Hospitality Management students from Western Community College. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'd like to welcome, of course, our MLA for Saanich South and Minister of Tourism, Art, Culture, and Sport, Lana Popham. Not yet to the stage, but just our special guest announcement. This is where we recognize all of our government representatives all at once. Our City of Surrey Councillor, Linda Annis. And City of Surrey Councillor Mike Bowes. Everyone, the Surrey Board of Trade is Surrey's city building business organization. We're one of the top 10 largest chambers of commerce boards of trade in Canada. There are 430 of us. Our whole mandate is to support business, bring business into the city through a very diversified service portfolio. To let you know more about our organization and our great city of Surrey, please turn your attention to the screen for a short video. As one of the fastest growing cities in Canada, Surrey is an opportunity city. The Surrey Board of Trade is the concierge of connections.
Rick Mann from IOM Property Group. I'm a Director of Development and Construction. We rely on the Surrey Board of Trade for a lot of advocacy and research. that we don't actively go out and find. Really, like there's things on there that I had no idea about, and I get the email, I get the web link, and it really affects us in a big way.
The Surrey Board of Trade is focused on making Surrey an opportunity city by instigating change at the different levels of government, offering a variety of business support services, international trade support services, and being the concierge of connections for the business community in Surrey.
My name is Rowena Rosati. I'm the Vice President of Healthcare and Innovation here at the Health and Technology District by the Lark Group. We focus on a lot of health and technologies and how we can bring different technologies and innovative healthcare solutions into the hands of clinicians. So there's a tremendous amount of information and support that Surrey Board of Trade offers to these companies, and it's an opportunity for me to be able to translate what the Surrey Board of Trade is doing for some of those companies and helping those companies to succeed.
If it's in the agricultural sector or in the retail sector, if they're needing a government connection, if they have an issue related to government, we are there for them, and we have a proven track record of success to ensure that businesses are helped when they need it in a timely way.
You know, the Surrey Board of Trade it's a great organization because anybody who is involved in that organization wants to be a more proactive member of the community. So having an opportunity to connect and network with those individuals helps our business become better.
So the Surrey Board of Trade offers an immense amount of support for businesses at all levels, including entrepreneurs and startup businesses. There are resources that help a business that they wouldn't necessarily be able to afford to contract on their own, and it allows those to be accessible, sometimes free of cost. It also creates opportunities for networking.
Whether you're a new business that's just opening up shop in Surrey, Surrey Board of Trade has to be one of your top destinations. It will connect you with a lot of the great minds in the organization, a lot of great minds in the community that can help.
So whether you're a small business or a medium-sized business or a large business, starting out or expanding, we have the connections. We have the resources to ensure that you have what you need during your journey as an entrepreneur. So, you know, we're all trying to elevate the ecosystem of entrepreneurship, and we're making Surrey, as I mentioned, an opportunity city. And the one key pillar of doing that is really supporting our arts, culture, and tourism industry sectors. They are also entrepreneurs. They're part of our economic development strategy. And I was so pleased that Minister Popham was in Surrey last Thursday with the BC Arts Council to really learn that Surrey is a destination for culture. We have an orchestra. We have ballet. We have 111 different languages that are spoken in this city, and the different cultural concerts, cultural performances, they make our city our destination. We have more to do, and of course, we have city councilors in the house. We need a performing arts center in your next city budget. I say that every year in front of mayor and council, so they know that message resonates, but please make it happen. But it's my pleasure, my honor, and of course we've worked with her in her previous capacity as BC's Minister of Agriculture. Please help me welcome to the stage Minister Lana Popham.
Hello, everybody. Just gonna get my notes up here. Anita, thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm so pleased to be here, and thank you for doing the territorial acknowledgement. It starts meetings out in the right way, and it allows us to think about the land that we're meeting on. So I really appreciate that. I love Surrey. I was looking for a baseball cap that said Surrey on it when I arrived because Langford came to visit me yesterday, gave me this baseball cap, and I thought to myself, I should have a collection of baseball caps of the cities that are really taking development seriously, and Surrey is, and I'm so pleased to see all of the different representations here today. I'd like to say a really quick hello to Mike. Our poultry farmers are facing a really difficult time right now, including Mike, and we just want to thank you for everything you do to keep our food system going. I've got you in my heart, Mike, so thank you. I think the one thing that I've always known that Surrey has a lot to offer, but I did come here last week, and I was able to sit down with a whole group of folks that are involved in arts and culture. I know that the business community here is enriching Surrey's livability, and that's because the priorities of the business community are addressing what people want, and that's critically important. The Surrey Board of Trade does incredible work in this way by highlighting those things, and so I really want to thank you for doing that. The awards today, of course, it's a wonderful thing to be a part of, but I think that the leadership that you're showing in bringing these things to the forefront is incredible. So you're appreciated. You really are. I think she deserves a round of applause. So much work is done by Anita. So BC, and of course Surrey, home to such a diverse group of artists who contribute to our fascinating museums, our impressive art galleries, and exciting live events. Speaking of live events, are you excited that Diljit Dosanjh is coming to BC Place? Do you know who this is? Okay, who's excited? Let's hear it. That's amazing. That is amazing. So he will be here in April. It's going to be the largest Punjabi show outside of India, being held in BC Place. This announcement led us to a conversation last week about infrastructure here in Surrey. Of course, I don't believe that City Council is going to be able to sign off on building another BC Place size facility, but I have heard that if there was support for a facility that would hold around 5,000 people, it would certainly improve the access to artists that could come out here. And so, I don't know, who's on council? Put up your hands. It's like, we should talk later. Anyway, it's going to be an incredible honor to host him here in BC. One of my responsibilities as minister is for our Crown Corporation, PAVCO, the BC Pavilion Corporation. Of course, that's BC Place and our Vancouver Convention Centre. The good news is that audiences are returning full force. I believe that the numbers for BC Place will be better than they were in 2019 by the end of the year, and so that's a huge recovery. We're all very worried about audiences and audience participation. It's not back everywhere, but it's certainly coming back, and we're really pleased to see that for the PAVCO Corporation. We value the role of arts and culture that it plays in BC. It's really critical. I think we can all acknowledge it's really critical for the well-being of our society. It supports healthier and more vibrant communities, and that's been even more apparent since we've all gone through this last few years with the pandemic. Arts and culture was one of the first sectors to close down, and it was one of the last to reopen. But I think in doing that, we really saw the value of it. We were craving it, we were missing it, and we realized what a role it actually plays in our lives, and it plays a role in our mental health. It's really, really important. To say that, we often say that this sector is resilient and it's on its way to recovery, and I think that's really true. But there's issues that have come to the forefront because of the renewed value that we see in this sector. We know that there's many communities that depend on the success of this sector for their livelihoods. That's not just the artists and the creators, but the businesses that surround those artists and creators. the business communities that they exist within. If we go back to the 1950s or 60s, we can see that the visionaries in urban design, like Jane Jacobs, recognized that designing neighborhoods that were people-centered, meaning neighborhoods that were alive and had people on the streets, public spaces that were filled with arts and culture, along with the spaces for the artists and creators to work, spaces for sitting, spaces for gathering. This all increased the quality of life for residents. And why did it do that? Because people had more of a sense of belonging. They had more of a sense of caring for the neighborhoods that they lived in, that they worked in, and that they played in. And there was a lot of promotion and dedicated movement towards placemaking for people at that time. Spaces that people could see themselves reflected in, a sense of belonging, and spaces that they could authentically participate in, which is critically important. I think of it as space making for our hearts and souls, and perhaps a place that you can really exhale in. Fast forward now to Surrey, fastest growing city in BC. There's incredible diversity of culture and artists here, which I think should be considered Surrey's greatest asset for increasing quality of life. As Anita said, I was here for meetings with the BC Arts Council, and I had a chance to sit down with artists, but also to visit some of the venues here, like the Surrey Art Gallery. I did hear loud and clear from local artists and culture practitioners about the unique landscape that Surrey has before it. I was so impressed with the ideas that came together, and I was impressed at what's here. We know that there is amazing assets. The Surrey Museum, the Surrey Art Gallery, all showcasing the rich diversity and history that Surrey has. There's been festivals here and continue to be. We know them as the Surrey Latin Festival, Faded. They all celebrate this diverse culture of city, and they provide enjoyment for the community. We were able to invest about $30 million this past year to support the fairs, festivals, and events around the province. Many of them happened here in Surrey, and we heard that without this investment of $30 million, these types of festivals and this type of event that communities are able to have, the costs have increased so much they wouldn't have been able to do it. For our government, that was a really big sign of an emergency, because if you took away all of these community events that represent the diversity of arts and culture, not just in Surrey, but everywhere in BC, it is a crisis for our province. It erodes what makes communities good. So we're thinking about what that means for this next year. We can't live without arts and culture, in my view. Really proud of art organizations such as the Saanich Foundation, which is dedicated, of course, to creating opportunities for underrepresented artists here in BC. I'm sure many of you know about the Pancock House Publishers. I love the publishing industry. This is all part of the infrastructure that makes arts and culture strong. I was part of helping start BC Book Day at the legislature a few years back, just trying to shine a light on the importance of the publishing industry for people that weren't aware. And publishers are everywhere throughout the province. Very, very important. So the city's valuable art contributions and strong cultural presence makes Surrey a really great place. I think we know that. So the foundation is superb, but there's more work to do. And I think, in my view, there's different commitments that have to be made. Are these financial commitments? Yeah, of course, always financial commitments. But, we've recently invested in supporting artists, organizations, and building back the sector. Another $30 million went out to 337 arts and culture organizations in BC through the BC Arts Council, and again, a critical investment into communities. It's critical that all government levels work together. And I know we've got dedicated counselors in the room. We also need the federal government to get on board. As we see cities like Surrey growing quickly, there is a risk and I think we've seen it happen. It's not just a risk, it does happen. But there is a risk that the precious infrastructure for arts and culture gets sidelined. And it's up to us at local government, provincial government, and federal government to make sure that that doesn't happen and to invest in an arts and culture infrastructure fund. That's the thing that I hear people pinpoint most about how to support it. It's making sure that there's money for arts and culture infrastructure. I'm taking this very seriously. We're trying to figure it out at the provincial level, but being on the ground with the roundtable last week really helped put some of those pieces together. In the end, the conversations about this type of infrastructure have to include everyone. Community members, local government, business community, developers, planners, and of course the arts and culture sector. When we invest, I mean invest financially, but I also mean, are we all invested in the idea of arts and culture as a way to create more livable cities, more kind cities, more cities with heart and soul, cities for everyone, because everyone's had that input. Today we're celebrating organizations as well as individuals in Surrey who are making a huge difference. They are invested, and I believe they're the backbone of our fascinating museums, impressive art galleries, and lively festivals. They have a lot to offer. We have a lot to be proud of here. It's an honor to be among people who are passionate and have that commitment that enrich our province. A huge congratulations to today's nominees. Thank you for making our communities better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. You know, it's not only about tourism, arts, and culture, it's also about sport. And that also enhances the livability of our city. And there's so many examples of sport in our city. And I'm so honored, really, to introduce our next speaker, because he's going to tell you about his career, how sporting made a difference to his life, and how it also impacts city building and the community. He is the Vice President of the Vancouver Canucks Alumni Association and Director of the Vancouver Canucks Alumni Foundation. He played in 2 National Hockey League All-Star games and played for the Winnipeg Jets, the Hartford Whalers, and of course, our very own Vancouver Canucks, Philadelphia Flyers, and LA Kings. He was the first national hockey player to wear the number 44 on a permanent basis. He is a hockey legend. Please give a great Surrey welcome to Dave Babych.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to live up to that one. Well, first of all, and Minister has a computer. I have the low-tech notes. Anyway, well, thanks for having me. This is quite something. I wasn't sure what to expect. First of all, Anita and Rona, you're the only ones I kind of spoke to before. But thanks for having me, and Surrey Board of Trade having me out here. 7th annual awards luncheon. That's terrific. I mean, I think it's great acknowledging those who have surpassed, probably their own expectations, but everyone else's too, and are getting recognized for it. I think that's terrific, because you got to celebrate, positive impact on communities and so on. And like I said, I think we have to continue doing that. Let's see. Sorry, I should put my glasses on because it. So what I was going to say, we're talking about Surrey here, and how it's kind of impacted. I know myself, and plus our alumni. Like I am the vice president of our alumni association and foundation for the Vancouver Canucks alumni. For 30 years we used to skate in Burnaby, and I think it was like probably 4 or 5 years ago, when the new rink in the rec center in North Surrey was built, one of our alumni, John Craighead, who owns the Surrey Knights, the junior B team or junior A team now, I guess. You know, he said that he had some connections through Sports Surrey, you know, and you know, Surrey City Hall, that we may be able to move our skates, because we in the wintertime, you know, we're older, but we still enjoy going out for a skate with you know, with teammates or people we've played with before. And you know, so what had happened, you know, through that connection in Sports Surrey, now we're skating in the North Surrey Rec Center there, and it's been great because, you know, we have our own dressing room which we share with the Knights, and you know, added to that is we've been connected with Wickfest, which is Haley Wickenheiser's you know, hockey festival for, you know, for young ladies. And that's a huge, there's like 2,000 participants there, and we are connected to that just because of the connection through Sports Surrey and through Haley. That's one. Like even myself, I participated in sledge hockey. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, you know, for the first time ever. And, you know, the building, you know, is set up to be able to handle these kind of games, and where everyone is included. It was a lot harder than I expected. I'm not going to lie. I was a little sore the next day in different ways than normally playing hockey, but it was terrific. You know, and like I said, we're so happy that we're included within the city, because most of us are from different places. Like I live in North Van. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but you never know. Maybe Surrey's in the future here at some point, and just because, you know, very friendly place. Put it that way. Hang on, let me just. So yeah, you know, I came out here. My wife goes, you know, where are you going? And I said, well, I'm going to, you know, awards luncheon in Surrey. She's going, why are you going? You know, I just exactly. That's her thought too, and I didn't know what to say. It kind of caught me off guard, but you know, I didn't want. Yeah, I told her after, but I said, you know, I'm man of the year in Surrey. So I thought maybe no. I know that's not the case, but I tried to make light of it and just maybe get out of some chores when I got home or something like that. But anyway, yeah, and then she was thrilled that you know, I got to come out here and speak on behalf of, you know, myself and plus our alumni and you know, Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, just I'll go through my history, and I'm not sure if you're interested or not. I'm sure, you know, I see some of the age groups here. Some don't have a clue who I am unless you went on the computer, but then there's some that are seasoned enough that would know, and which I appreciate. So I did play 19 years in the NHL, and I actually played one more year. I played 20 years pro. I went to Switzerland after, which was wonderful. Like you know, and maybe I shouldn't say this because you're really not supposed to be drinking much when you're playing. But when I went to Switzerland, I was in the kind of the southern part, so it was, you know, the Swiss Italian section, and because I knew it was kind of my last hurrah, I tried to find bad wine with every meal, and I couldn't. So, but it was wonderful. Like the lifestyle there, they had everything figured out. It was, you know, just games on weekends. The rest was supposed to be intended to, you know, spend time with your family and so on. But unfortunately, my family wasn't there at the time because I was only there for probably 3 months at kind of the end of a season. But it was quite a way to end my career. But like Nate was saying, you know, I was in Winnipeg, Hartford, Vancouver, Philadelphia, LA for a little bit. And I loved every place I played in. It was, I mean, just very fortunate to even consider having a career, because I grew up in Edmonton. You know, we had in our backyard, our garden was our rink in the wintertime. So, you know, Wayne Gretzky's dad wasn't the only one that made their kids a rink in the back, you know, just so, you know, give my dad some credit. But it was, yeah, I mean, we played hockey, and at that time, Toronto and Montreal were the only Canadian teams, so they were your favorite players. You know, if you were playing net, you were Ken Dryden from Montreal. If you were playing defense, you were Boreas Salming, or, you know, whoever it was, Gordie Howe, Bobby Orr, all these guys. So yeah, it was, like I said, just very, very lucky, you know, to especially play that long too. My brother actually played too, but he only lasted 9 years. He's a little softer than me, you know. But that's the way it was. Just some bad luck with injuries. But anyway, just some of the things, you know, like and you know, because I can't talk about myself at home, I'm gonna just talk about myself here, you know, because my wife limits to what I can say. So I think I'm still, you know, for I think assists in the league, I'm still around the top 100 of all time. Games, I think I'm still maybe like 100 or 125th of all time. So I, you know, I guess maybe that if you last that long, sometimes you get thrown into these mixes. But it was just things that I'm very proud of. I unfortunately didn't win the Stanley Cup, and I'm going to get to that in a second. What I want to do is I want to talk about some of my coaches, just, you know, more of leadership on how they kind of portrayed their way of coaching. And this is, you know, we're going back a long way. I started in 1980 in Winnipeg, so it's quite, you know, some of you weren't even thought of then, but you know, it's going back a long way. So things were a little bit different. My first coach was Tom McVie, and how he got a coaching job, I am not sure. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet in the world, nicest person. But the year before I got to Winnipeg, or I got drafted there, he was coaching in Washington, and they just happened to set a record for the least amount of wins in a season. So they hired him in Winnipeg. So we broke the record the next year. And then, you know, unfortunately, he got fired, and he went into scouting, which maybe that was where he should have been. But anyway, like I said, wonderful guy. But that's kind of, you know, some of these guys, you know, they just kept going down the line until slowly they were pushed out with some newer thoughts. Another person I had when I got traded to Hartford. The coach's name was Jack Evans, and this was a real old style guy. He played in Chicago, you know, in the 60s when they won the Stanley Cup with Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita, and I'm not sure if you know those names, but he was a real quiet guy. So I get traded to Hartford, and I'm thinking, okay, they had a good team. You know, they had players like Ron Francis and Kevin Dineen, Ray Ferraro, some of these people, and so I get traded there, first practice, and I knew I'd more than likely be on the power play at that time because I was fairly offensive when I was younger. And so he calls us over, and they go, okay, we're going to practice the power play. So he names a few guys off, and then he says, okay, Dave, you two come and join us. So I'm thinking, I better pay attention. So we go down to one end. The other guys are shooting on the goalies at the other end. And now I'm thinking, okay, we're all huddled together. Pay attention, Dave. Make sure you don't mess anything up. And he goes, okay, you guys, figure out what you're going to do. And then he skates away. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty simple, you know. So anyway, we had an unbelievable power play because, you know, he knew he could count on the people that were there to do the job. We were experienced enough, and we figured out. And actually, we did have an excellent power play. But that's a style that, you know, you wouldn't see now. I mean, the coaches are worked to the ground hours and hours a day. Now then I had Roger Nielsen at one point when I got traded to Philadelphia. Roger was here, and he was known as Captain Video. So at that time, early in his career, nobody was doing video, you know, unless you were watching a movie on a bus. But that was about it. But he had video, and he was one of the most organized coaches I've ever seen. Never played the game at all. He coached like minor hockey all the way up and skated, but never played really. But when you went and you had your meetings, because, you know, your meetings are very defined, you know, you go over the opponent's power play, the penalty killing, you know, their breakouts, their goalies, where they're weak and where they're not. And Roger, in 10 minutes in the morning, you'd watch a video, go over everything. Before the game, you'd do the same thing, and you were ready every time. And if you weren't ready, it was more your fault than anything. You know, if you had your pregame meal at McDonald's or you had something at home, a proper meal, that was the only problem you could have. So he was terrific. Yeah, he's no longer with us too. Either is Jack. Tommy is. He's still in rinks. And then I got to talk about one more coach. And I don't know if I'm sure most of you know the name Mike Keenan. Wonderful guy. No, I'm kidding. And I don't. Is it being recorded? It doesn't really matter because he was. I don't know how to put. He was probably he wasn't a very nice person. First of all, and that's just the way it was. he coached through threatening players and so on. But technically, he was the worst coach I've ever seen, even from minor hockey to the NHL. And how he got jobs, I don't know. And you know what? The weird thing is he had some success in every level that he coached, but it was very short term. So for leadership like that, nobody needs it. I think, I've learned a lot from all my coaches, and probably the most from him of what not to do, if that makes sense. Because, you got to weed out a few things, and then you can define what the right path might be. But yeah, I could say more. I better not. But anyway, I did not enjoy being coached by that fella. Anyway, but that, a lot to learn. Anyway, and then just talk a little bit. In 1993, 94, when I was here in the 90s, we were one of the teams in Vancouver to go to the finals, Stanley Cup finals, and which I think it was in 82 was the first one, then 93, 94, then 2010, 11. So I'll just talk about it a little bit like that. So Pat Quinn was our coach, and that's why I kind of saved Pat till the end, because terrific guy. This guy was a player's coach, probably the best overall coach I've seen in any sport. I'm sure there's some that rival him, but I don't know of any. Respected his players. We knew exactly what he wanted from us, because I talked to his daughter now, and he has boxes of papers that every game he had notes what he was going to say before the game. He had notes after each period. If it depends on how the period went, he had notes to say, if we were messing up or if he was going to get mad. It was amazing how prepared he was, and very, very, very smart guy. But like I said, respected us. It was always family first, which was kind of unheard of, especially in a profession like hockey. But it always was. And then how do you not play for someone like that, or work with somebody like that, or it's easy because of the leadership and just him knowing what his people could do and let him just do it. And then of course with direction, because he would nudge you along the way. There is times he would give you a swift kick, but it would take a while. Nowadays, if you watch and somebody has a bad practice or a bad game, they're going to get sat. A lot of players, which is just, I think, ridiculous. But Pat was a type of coach where if you were in a slump, let's say you're not scoring if you're supposed to score or whatever it might be, it would be 10 games before he would do anything drastic. He would let you play yourself out of it or work your way out of things. And it was wonderful to see, because you didn't see it very often, especially, like I said, in that sport. But anyway, so in the finals, we had a real mediocre year. And we shouldn't have, because we had a terrific team. We knew it. So the first series against Calgary, who was the number one seed in the Western Conference, I believe, and they were predicted to beat us 4 straight. Well, I think we won the first game. They won the next 3, and then we win 3 in a row. But 2 of them I guess all 3 of them were in overtime. One was in double overtime with Pavel Bure scoring a breakaway goal to send us, to the next round, which it was so exciting. But after that, before that series, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm sure some guys had their holidays already booked, which I'm glad they had to cancel. But anyway, so then we go on to play Dallas. Now we know, we're on a roll. You feel invincible because of that confidence. And sure enough, Dallas had Modano and Russ Courtnall, Zubov. These are really terrific players. But after that, we just whittled away at them. I should today's game is not quite the same. But I know Gerald Diddick and I, who was my partner. You could get away with a good cross check or a good slash. Now you can't. but that's what I mean. Whittle away at them. We just wore them down, and where they didn't want to play anymore, and we just let our superstars like Pavel, score the goals, and we moved on. And then of course we played Toronto, who who here doesn't like to see Toronto get beat? Like it was, yeah, exactly. For us, it was a joy every time. And but anyway, and that finals, so they had like Doug Gilmore, Wendell Clark, they had a really good team also. But we were on that roll where, again, we felt invincible, and like Gerald and I went after, Clark and Gilmore, who were their scorers, and whittled away at them too. Thank God I got a little extra meat on me because they couldn't whittle us down. And Gerald did too, a good Ukrainian kid from St. Albert, or I think, or maybe Sherwood Park outside of Edmonton. So we were kind of like-minded, but obviously it was a team effort, but it was just. It was a lot of fun to figure that kind of stuff out and get by Toronto. Like I said, nothing better than beating Toronto. And then of course New York, and they kind of broke our hearts. We should have won that. We could have easily won it, but not to be. We went to Game 7, lost. I think it was 3-2 the final game, and it still stings. I really haven't watched any of that series just because I know the outcome doesn't change anything. I know. It's funny, before the series, they made us, give like a ring size, just in case, you win the championship, you get a ring, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go, this could be good. Of course, it didn't happen. One other thing, so we lost anyway, but then 2010, I'm part of the management, and I'm thinking, okay, we're up 2-0 in the series. How could they mess this up? Can't, right? Well, sure enough, Game 7, they gave us a bracelet to go down and hold the Stanley Cup, because if you're a player in the NHL and there's a Stanley Cup, if you haven't won it, you can't touch it. Or it's an unwritten rule, but it is a rule in our minds. And so every function you go to and that thing's there, it's so spectacular. And when you can't touch it, it stings. So 2010, I'm thinking, okay, I got my bracelet on. So when they win, you go down on the ice, get to hold the cup, and there you go. Probably as management, your name wouldn't have been on there, but it didn't matter. Well, of course they lose, don't go down there. And then you see all these other people, Boston people who had a different color band on, and they're walking right past you, and you're just like, oh, yeah. Anyway, but these losses, and I don't know if you call them shortcomings or not. I don't. They don't define you if you don't win something like that. It's there's many ways to define a career, or what you think are accomplishments. I certainly think I accomplished a lot. Personally, that people would give anything for. I like I said, very fortunate. I think what defines what we did is, when you come back and I go to games. I'm an ambassador with the Canucks now, and you meet people, from the past. They'll come up to you and they go, oh, I remember '94. I was working up north in a camp, and the only thing we had was a radio. So when everyone was finished working, they're all huddled around the radio. You think this was the '50s, but it was in the '90s. Or everyone, the whole family is watching on a smaller TV somewhere at their cabin, or they were at the games, or so on and so forth. So you don't know if you inspire anyone. You kind of hope you do. You just want to, you want people to think of you as not that you're special. You just did something special, but think of you as a good person, and you're giving back to the community, because, let's face it, we were spoiled kids. We got paid to play a game that we loved. It was hard work. Believe me, it's a lot of hard work. But I think, I certainly wouldn't take it back, and that's why I say, whoever's here, whoever wins the awards, good on you. But there are so many others that, you're an inspiration to someone. You might not know it yet. And it might take years to find out, but I guarantee you are. So even if it's the smallest thing, you affect 1 or 2 people, or you affect thousands, it doesn't matter. It's, it's there. like I said, you'll find out sooner or later, but it's very rewarding. And you know what? Thanks for having me. I hope I didn't just go round and round here, but it's I'm glad I came out and thank you guys and just Surrey because I said it's so progressive and inviting our alumni out here to have our skates. It's a big deal because we could easily do it in Vancouver, but Vancouver doesn't treat us the same. Anyway, don't say that. Thank you.
The white towel is in the air, yes. Everyone, another round of applause for the inspiring Dave Babych. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to move on to the presentation of our awards. I'm going to ask Minister Popham, City of Surrey Councillors Linda Annis, Mike Bowes to join me on stage for the receiving line. And also Shelley Boyd, Dean of the Faculty of Arts at Kwantlen Polytechnic University, also. Please, a round of applause for them.
So just a second, Nita. Minister Popham,
Yes.
we have to have you do this in style. So, from Discover Surrey.
Surrey.
That's awesome. So everyone, the presentation of the 7th Surrey Art Awards. All nominees for this program were judged on the positive impact they've made to Surrey, the number of people they've helped or served or impacted, their history and involvement in performance, exhibits, commissions, and fellowships, and their artistic and professional affiliations. The process, as usual, is the finalists for each award category. I'll announce them. We ask you to stand at your tables when I'm reading your description. The winner will be announced by KPU. The winner will go through the receiving line, receive your award, brief photo op, and the winner has 1 minute, only 1 minute, to give an acceptance speech right here at the podium. So everyone, the first award is in the Arts and Innovation category, awarded for their originality, ingenuity, resourcefulness within our creative industry sector, whether it's dance, music, visual art, or literature. The first finalist, a round of applause, please, for Praise Theatre Ensemble and Arts Ministry. They're also known as the Praise Team, established in 1997. They focus on dance classes for children, blending faith with the performing arts. They started at St. Matthew's Parish, expanding to Our Lady of Good Counsel School, teaching various dance styles such as ballet, jazz, tap, hip-hop, and contemporary and musical theater. Their initiative evolved, everyone, training teenagers, university students to become instructors, choreographers. They competed locally at the Surrey Dance Festival, the Canadian National Music Festival, Dance World Cup, the Canadian Hip Hop Championships. Internationally, they gained recognition. They put Surrey on the map for their unique style and storytelling, and they've won some major prestigious awards, and performed. So again, congratulations to the Praise Team. Our second finalist, a round of applause, please, for Smash Theatre. Everyone, Smash Theatre stands as the vibrant heart of Surrey's artistic community, specializing in musical theatre and dance. Smash is more than a performance venue. It's a nurturing ground for emerging talent. The theater school embodies a place to grow and learn in the creative arts, fostering confidence and self-esteem. Smash Theater has been at the forefront of theatrical excellence in Surrey for a decade, more than a decade. They've enthralled their audiences with classic performances such as Mamma Mia, The Little Mermaid, Frozen, Annie, Grease, Beauty and the Beast, and Legally Blonde, just to name a few. And recently, they've won 3 awards for Best Performance Studio, the Best Kids Camp, and the Best Live Theater in the Best of the Peninsula competition presented by the Peace Arch News. Again, Smash Theater. And our next finalist in this award category, a round of applause for Studio 73. Studio 73 is a creative sanctuary for skilled glass artists, specializing in exquisite crafting glassware, decorative pieces, and wearable art. These artists employ advanced techniques like molding and fusing to bring their original designs to life. They're guided by a committed team of professionals. The artists master new techniques and utilize specialized equipment, including glass kilns. Studio 73's talented artists exhibit their creations at various art shows and galleries across the Metro Vancouver region, enriching the artistic tapestry. Notably, in 2018, everyone, the City of Surrey recognized Studio 73 with the Innovation in Social Purpose Business Award at their Social Innovation Summit. Again, a round of applause to Studio 73. And Shelley, who is the winner?
We need a drum roll. So Kwantlen Polytechnic University is proud to announce that the 2023 Surrey Arts Business Awards Arts and Innovation category winner, the award goes to Praise Theatre Ensemble and Arts Ministry. Congratulations.
I didn't prepare any speech. I didn't expect this, but first of all, I'd like to thank God for the gifts that He has given to the young people that He has brought to our lives. Thank you, of course, Surrey Board of Trade. And we continuously will work hard to reach out to as many young people to be able to express their gifts in the arts. And hopefully we can make a difference, not only in Surrey, but outside of Surrey, Canada, and around the world if possible. Thank you so much for this opportunity. God bless everyone.
So if you could just move to the left. Move to the left. Congratulations. The next category is our Cultural Ambassador Award, given to an individual or business that has significantly contributed to Surrey's arts and culture community and raised the visibility of our creative industry in Surrey. Our first finalist, congratulations to Amarjeet Singh Nod Arts Center Society. They're an institution dedicated to preserving and promoting the culture, traditions, and heritage of music, dance, and literature. Amarjeet stands as a cultural bridge, dedicating over 2 decades to preserving and promoting Indian classical music in Surrey. Providing numerous artists opportunities to learn and perform, Amarjeet is a community leader, connecting diverse backgrounds. Through the Nod Arts Festival Society, he curated events that have engaged hundreds, contributing to Surrey's cultural and economic growth. And beyond his artistic role, Amarjeet is a world music producer, promoter, advocating for local businesses and artists. He holds a Guinness World Record for most nationalities in a drum circle and produced Confluence of Dance, showcasing over 50 dance forms. Again, Amarjeet Singh and the Nod Arts Center Society. Our second finalist, big round of applause for Serene El Nashar, Setuna Services Society. With over 15 years in the not-for-profit sector, Serene is the executive director of the Setuna Services Society. Co-chair of the multi-agency partnership, she collaborates with over 40 agencies for refugee claimants in our region. Serene has been actively promoting and representing the Palestinian and Middle Eastern culture at the Surrey Fusion Festival since 2008. The Surrey Fusion Festival is Western Canada's largest award-winning food and culture festival, showcasing over 50 countries. She initiated the first World Refugee Day in collaboration with the City of Surrey and the first International Women's Day celebration to empower Arabic-speaking refugee women in Surrey. She's passionate, everyone, about promoting Middle Eastern culture. She has received a provincial NESICA Diversity Award for cultural excellence. Again, a round of applause for Serene El Nashar. And our final finalist, congratulations to Surrey Children's Choir. Established in 1992 as part of the Surrey Choral Arts Project, the Surrey Children's Choir has become a remarkable representative in Surrey across local, provincial, regional, international musical choral platforms. Under the artistic direction of Stephen Horning, the Surrey Children's Choir, comprising the Junior Training Choir, Intermediate Training Choir, and the Surrey Community Adult Chorus, has really evolved into one of the most esteemed choral entities in the Lower Mainland. This award-winning ensemble unites young artists from diverse backgrounds to create harmonious symphonies, amazing music, celebrating our diversity. Their recent performances are like Moments in Time and In Paradise showcase the choir's 30-year journey. They are a cultural treasure. Everyone, the Surrey Children's Choir embodies inclusivity, unity, and artistic excellence, demonstrating the profound power of music to bridge divides and inspire harmony. Everyone, a round of applause for Surrey Children's Choir. And Shelley, who is the winner?
So Kwantlen Polytechnic University is proud to announce the 2023 Surrey Arts and Business Award Cultural Ambassador. The award goes to Surrey Children's Choir. Congratulations.
Turn your magic on. Let me see it say everything you want to dream away. she told him. Turn your magic on. To me she'd say, everything you want's a dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds and I feel my heart.
So, public speaking isn't my forte. One of the things I like about being a conductor is you can still be up in front, but you have your back to the audience. So I prepared a 30-second thing, and this is totally unexpected. So anyway, I'm nervous. One of the rare moments. Thank you for the special honor, and a special thank you to Rona Doria and the Surrey Board of Trade for awarding us this honor. I'd like to appreciate that the Surrey Board of Trade acknowledges the importance of arts and culture in our community through this award. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again, Stephen. The next category is the Music Award, presented to an individual or company that either supports musicians or has excelled in the musical industry. Our first finalist is Gleisha Dela Cruz. Gleisha is a Filipino-Canadian singer-songwriter who has gained international acclaim with defining hit singles. Her debut, Over Myself, and the 2021 album Attachments Plus Acceptance showcases her versatile artistry, blending pop-infused tracks and ballads with emotional lyrics. The breakout staycation hit had over 4 million streams, adding to Gleisha's impressive track record of accolades, including the 2023 Fraser Valley Music Awards R&B Hip Hop Artist of the Year, 2023 Dakota Leslie Memorial Fan Vote winner, 2022 Toyota CBC Searchlight Canada's Top 100 Artists, the FVMA Excellence by a Female Artist in 2020, and Best Performance in a Recorded Song at Canada's Joy Awards in 2019. And her proud mom is standing on her behalf in the audience. Gleisha contributes and continues to contribute to Surrey's music scene and has played a pivotal role in the city's music strategy. And I just also wanted to say that in July 2023, this past summer, Gleisha marked the release of her nostalgic pop-punk single, Never Again. Everyone, a round of applause for Gleisha Dela Cruz. Our second finalist is Jackson Hollow. He's not able to be with us today, but I'm going to tell you all about Jackson. Formed by the duo Tiana Lefebvre, vocals, mandolin, and Mike Sanchin, fiddle, mandolin, vocals, Jackson Hollow is a dynamic bluegrass quartet with Eric Reed, who plays the guitar, banjo, and Charlie Fry on the bass and vocals. Since 2015, the quartet has captivated audiences locally and internationally. In 2020, they secured a U.S. record deal with Mountain Fever Records and released their debut album, Roses, in March of 2023. They are renowned as a 4-time BC Country Music Association Gaylord Wood Traditional Artist of the Year. Jackson Hollow's members, Mike and Tiana, received nominations for the 2023 Canadian Country Music Awards Fiddle Player of the Year and the IBMA Momentum Vocalist of the Year. Again, a round of congratulations to Surrey's own Jackson Hollow. And our final finalist, congratulations to Jacob Brand. Everyone, Jacob embodies the spirit of perseverance and artistic brilliance. He has defied learning challenges since his early days in the fine arts program at White Rock Elementary, proving that music is his language. Over 2 decades, he has enriched Surrey's cultural fabric as a versatile musician, singer, songwriter, actor, and dancer, leaving an indelible mark on the local theater scene. He released his debut album, Beyond, in April 2023, earning regional and global acclaim. Some of his accolades, everyone, include a 2023 Fraser Valley Music Award nomination for Indie Artist of the Year, a Dakota Leslie Memorial Fan winner in 2023, a Broadway World nomination for Best Ensemble, Forever Plaid, in 2020, a Community Theater Coalition Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor in a Musical, and a CTC Award nomination for Best Lead Actor in a Musical in 2018. Everyone, a round of applause for Jacob Brand. And Shelley, who is the winner?
Kwantlen Polytechnic University is proud to announce the 2023 Surrey Arts and Business Award Music Category winner, and the award goes to Jacob Brand. Congratulations.
Oh my God. Thank you. Okay, you can turn the music down. I want to talk here. What is this? Wow, thank you so much, everybody. I can't believe that I'm here right now. Thank you for telling me I can go a minute now. I prepared 30 seconds. Now I can thank more people, take a little more time at least. I want to thank the Surrey Board of Trade for this honor and for all your support in the arts and the music for over the years. Gleisha, Jackson Hollow, you guys rock. The music, the Surrey music scene would be a drier place without you guys, and it's my honor to be a finalist alongside you in this category. I want to thank all my teachers and mentors who took a chance on me, who believed in me before anybody else did. I want to thank all the theater companies who gave me a leg up and let me stand on their shoulders so I can be here. I want to thank my mother and my father, who I love very much. I thank them for their love and sacrifice they made to get me here. I want to thank 2 incredible women in my life who I'm so happy they're here today. Lynn Verrillet, who I wouldn't be standing here without. Lynn, thank you. I love you. Yep, and someone else who's also a performer, who is my rock, my best friend, and I take a bullet for her because she's one of those special people in my world. Sam Silver, I love you forever. Yep. My name is Jake Hildebrand, once a Surrey boy, always a Surrey boy. Thank you again, each one and all. I'm so grateful to you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Congratulations. All 3 of those finalists are making Surrey a Music City destination. Again, a round of applause for Jacob. Our final presentation is for the Legacy Award, presented to an individual or company that either supports, really the whole creative industry of our city. The winner everyone, is the founder and artistic director emeritus of the Royal Canadian Theatre Company, a not-for-profit society producing semi-professional theatrical and entertainment events. She trained in dance and drama before taking the road as the bass player and singer in a touring band, and later worked as an artistic director for charades. She is a multifaceted talent, well known in Surrey as an actor in theater, animation, on-screen, writer, director, producer, designer, and scenic artist. As a director, she has over 70 productions to her credit. She holds qualifications from various institutions, including the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, and the Royal Academy of Dance. She has been a steadfast champion and vocal advocate for the arts in Surrey, I should know. She formally retired last year from the Royal Canadian Theatre Company. Everyone stand up for Ellie King. Woo!
Gosh, thank you. This is gorgeous. Have you seen? Did you guys make this? The glass studio? Oh, it's beautiful. So, Anita, thank you. I've moved. Little overcome. Those of you who know me know how much my heart is deeply, deeply embedded in Surrey. But now I live in Mission, but that's okay. I have a car. Anita, thank you. I don't know if you know, but Anita was the person who came up with this whole idea of celebrating the arts with her team at the Board of Trade. And I was honored to sit on the team, the arts and culture team, with Anita when this was first put forward. And it's a wonderful way to celebrate all our artists, and we have an amazing artistic community in Surrey. So thank you to my friends, my family, my colleagues, Royal Canadian Theatre Company. I couldn't be prouder of you. Go and see their shows. I'm going to see them. I don't direct or anything anymore, but you should go because they're wonderful. We do need a performing arts centre, yes. I've been fighting for this for years, yes. And I'm sorry, Minister, but not 5,000 seats. That's not going to encourage local arts groups. What we need is 500 seats. That's my little bit. So my last thing before I go, because I know I'm outstaying my welcome. Again, those of you who know me know that I was married to the most amazing man who died just a year ago. He was, it sounds corny, but the wind beneath my wings. We were together for 54 years. The band, he was our keyboard player. The shows, he was my musical director. He was my technical director. He was my heart. So I'm dedicating this to my late husband, Jeff King. Thank you.
Congratulations. Again, a round of applause for Ellie King as our Legacy Award winner for 2023. Woo! I'm going to ask all of the award winners to come up to the stage. We're going to take a group photo. Thank you so much to Kwantlen Polytechnic University, KPU, for your sponsorship. The Surrey Now Leader, thank you so much for your ongoing support of the arts. Tom Zilich is in the house, also a musician. So thank you so much. And everyone, make it a great business day.